rise again to glory then, soar into the sky. If you stop and see, then you just might believe. We're unstoppable, powerful, enough to beat the odds. If you love me, you will see the flames inside of me.
Welcome back to Seduce Me. My ship is about to sail. Everybody get on board. We're gonna go on a little trip. Woohoo! Woohoo! Diana remained frozen in Seto's arms as he lifted his head and gently relaxed in his embrace. What? Oh, around her.
Isaiah, I've brought you something.
You... What?
Diana finally began to move, slowly turning around Seto's arms to look up at him in confusion. Seto frowned, seeing her tearful and red face, gently brought a hand up to her cheek. He gingerly wiped the tears from Diana's eyes with the back of his finger, cupping her face. Diana didn't lean in, but she didn't object to it.
I've brought you something very important. It may not seem important to this war, but it's important to me.
My heart caught itself in my throat. Did he? Just squeeing out of, you just hear distant squeeing from the room. Seto released Diana's cheek before waving his hand between their faces, black and purple mist forming in the air, shifting into something small. As it finally materialized, Diana gasped as I slightly echoed her reaction. Ooh. In the air floated beautiful golden rose on a dark green, thornless stem. It had mostly blossomed, showing its beautiful petals and glowing softly in between Seto and Diana. It slowly turned in the air, showing Diana all of its magnificence.
The golden rose. A symbol and proof of my love for you, Isaiah. I've wanted to retrieve it for you for the longest time, and now I finally have.
Sarah.
Love.
I love you so much.
Love.
You have given my life so much meaning, and I have sworn my life to protecting you. Isaiah, you are the most precious and the most beautiful woman to ever grace the 5 worlds. And being with you every day fills me with such joy. If this is what it takes to prove my love for you, then I will happily give you thousands of golden roses for as long as I have breath. But please, know now that my feelings for you are pure and true.
I feel like crying as I watch the scene unfold.
Diana was stunned. Streams of rough tears. I don't even think I'm saying that right. Yeah, probably not. Once again falling down her cheeks as she stared at Seto. The rose slowly lowered to float between their chests, as if it was patiently waiting for something to happen.
You are my everything. My moon, my stars, my world. Please, Isaiah, do not send me away from you.
I'm gonna cry.
Sarah, you idiot.
Sarah let out a soft chuckle as Diana wiped her eyes with a very, very small smile.
Insult me all you like. I deserve it for leaving your side. However, now that I've proven my love to you, I must know the truth. Do you love me?
You fucking better. I will leave so quickly if you say no. Diana looked up at Sarah as her small smile grew ever so slightly. Something about Diana changed as she looked up at him. Her eyes seemed to be lighter and full of joy. My heart melted at the way they looked at each other. Seto watched Diana with curiosity and Diana gazing at Seto with warm elation. Diana lifted her hand to the rose and gently cupped it beneath its petals, making Seto look down and gasp. In Diana's hands, the rose fully blew, revealing its innermost gold, almost white petals. Seto looked back up at Diana, seeing her cry joyful tears, fighting back tears of his own.
I do, Sarah.
Yes!
More than you could ever know. I was just...
Yes! Yes!
Yes! Seto gently shushed her, cupping her cheek gently and wiping her tears away with his thumb. For the first time, at least from what I have seen, Diana nuzzled into his hand, closing her eyes. She looked so innocent and pure with Seto now. Yes! Was this the real Diana?
Whatever fear you had, let it go. I swear to never hurt you and to love you until time stands still.
It's so beautiful!
I stared teary-eyed as Seto gently took the rose from between them and placed it in Diana's hair, behind her ear. Dana waited until he finished before reaching up and wrapping her arms around his neck.
I love you too, Sarah.
Yes, you do! At last, Seto wrapped his arms around Diana's waist and pulled her close as they both leaned in. Finally kissed! Finally! It was a magical sight to behold. Their love echoed in the kiss, making each other glow within the room. Wow. I felt my cheeks warm and uncontrollable blush as I watched. You know what? Leave them alone. They needed their privacy. Who knew where that kissing was going to go anyway? I smiled, joyful for what had happened between them, before I turned on my heel and began to walk towards my room. We did good! We did good! Oh, Sexto, we did good! Good job! Great job! Oh, my heart flutters. I finally returned to our room and flopped onto the bed, letting the events of my time in the Abyssal Plains replay in my mind. I was trapped here, and soon enough I was about to go marching into battle against the Demon Lord for my freedom. The more I thought about it, the more surreal the feeling became. I was going to be in a room meeting a powerful adversary face to face, and set myself free from the curse he had brought down upon me. As Damien entered the room at last, I smiled and stood, walking over and wrapping my arms around him as he returned my embrace.
Tonight is our last night here.
We should celebrate! Sure is. We held each other, locked in silence, unable to say anything more. We had been in a heavy predicament, and we worked through it. It was something we did together. All we could do at this moment was hold on to each other and listen to our synchronized heartbeats. As the thought of tomorrow danced in my head, I began to fear it even more. Was I ready to go into battle? Was Damien? Were any of us, for that matter? We were about to walk into the final battle of a world war. Would we survive? Would I live to see Damien afterward and feel his embrace again? Tomorrow brought too many questions to think about that I became frustrated and scared. Yes. Damn it! Why do I set myself up like this? Why do I do it? Why do I do it? I needed to hold him and treat the night like it was our last night of this world, 'cause it could be. Tomorrow was unpredictable, but tonight was guaranteed. I wrapped my arm tightly around Damien, burying my hands into his orange hair as he slowly encircled his arms around my waist. Damien pulled me close, knowing exactly what I wanted to do. Damien slowly stepped us back towards the bed and fell forward onto it, pinning me down onto the mattress with his body as he claimed his lips with his own. What? It's okay. I cut my fingers through his hair lovingly. Each touch of his fingers embedded themselves into my memory as I took in his scent, his warmth, his kisses over my skin. I barely felt him slowly ease my legs apart. Damn it. Damn it, I wigged out again. I wigged out! I kneeled between them as he danced his tongue against mine. Love it! the 50 Shades of Grey that's going on right now. A part of me, however, felt a bit bold. I wrapped my arms and legs around Damon before rolling us over where I can't read this. Straddled! His hips surprising him as he looked up at me in shock. I smirked down at him lovingly. Guess who's on top now, pretty boy? You've worked so hard, Lord, you wink. Damien gulped slightly. He's like, oh god! Taking in this new turn of events before I leaned in and kissed him ever so sweetly, brushing my hand over his chest and feeling his skin beneath my fingers. As he quaked beneath me, I felt a rush of pride went over me. Damn. Who's a semi now? I like this a bit. I would explore it further, undressing as slowly as possible and grinding myself again. Grinding. His hands, not bound to anywhere, caressed over the skin available to him I can't read this anymore. Oh my god! Even Skype's like, you know what, you don't need to read this. As his eyes became lost in my form, while a mild form of shyness rushed through me, I had to run through with the mood. What? I wouldn't let myself get out of the swing of his heat between us. Jesus! Even as his hands rubbed against every weak spot I had. As it became unbearable to deny ourselves our carnal needs any longer, we ravished each other and finally made love. Thank God! Gripping to each other and letting hormones become lost in each other's mouths and shoulders. People next door in the room next to you are probably like, the fuck, they're doing it again! God, every night! Damien's hand combed over my back as I dragged my fingers along his chest, seeing the red welts of my dragging slightly form over his skin. It was erotic to see, but as Damien's hands locked themselves on my hips and began to guide our rhythm, I became lost in pleasure within me instead. How old is she? She's like 18. She's had sex like freaking 20 times. I don't know. She's had sex with every incubi in this castle. The bed creaking only became louder, and the faster and rougher we became. Fucking hell! We were uncaring of who was around us or who would hear us. Again. They're doing it again! Knock on the door, James! They're doing it again! We were dancing through the euphoria together, and we weren't going to be stopped. Not even by a knock on the door. It was perfect ecstasy from beginning to end when Damien wrapped his arms around me and held me close, both of us quaking in our embrace. Are we done? Are we done with this? Mentally scarring me for having to read this? I could only stare into Damien's gorgeous purple and blue eyes, blue, becoming lost in them as exhaustion began to crawl through me. Wait.
Self-voicing enabled. Sex toy. I love you, Damien, forever.
Oh, so what the fuck? Did that thing just say sex toy? No, it is sexto, you son of a bitch!
I love you too. My life is yours.
You son of a bitch. We both passed out in each other's arms, lost in our bliss. The world didn't matter until the morning, but even then we knew we'd be alright. Tomorrow would decide everything. Well, the day of the siege had finally dawned. We had arrived at the Demon Lord's castle, and we were ready as we could be. Many armies bearing different banners and colors washed over the grounds before the castle, ready to rush in lay waste to the Demon Lord and the remainder of his forces. All of us shared a common enemy, and upon his demise, would all finally know some form of peace. Even during the roll call of the major generals, well, the air became full of determination and pride.
Mirth, Avarice, Nadia, Fiorna, Aradum.
Each name called became a mark on history. This was the war to bring freedom or destruction to the demon world. If the rebellion didn't win this fight, then this war could never end. If the rebellion won, then the world would become united and hopefully peaceful rule. The hour before the battle was set to take place. My thought instantly ran back to our final meeting in Lilith Castle. Diana had pulled the leaders and us together, instructing us on how exactly to proceed.
Zero, you will be joining Shadow and Sergeant in the front, taking care of the main army head-on. I expect that you will come out of it alive.
You better fucking come out of it alive!
Yes, my lady.
Rabbit, Faye, you are in charge of range attacks and defense. We cannot allow any of those blasted imps getting to us from behind.
Yes, ma'am.
As Dana looked to me, I grew
You and your fiancé
fearful!
Straight to the
The
castle.
fuck are you doing? I didn't get to read that. I had to get into the Demon Lord's castle, but how exactly did Diana plan on getting me there?
You and your fiancé will take the side route straight to the castle.
Wait, huh?
We've organized our army to have our strongest on the front lines and against the tree line, giving us a side route for you to make your way straight to the castle.
If anything trickles into the side route, you'll be able to handle it. However, there is something I must ask of you.
What is it?
If you are indeed attacked, you need to defend your fiancé the entire way there. Do not let him use his energy.
I have to protect this son of a bitch? Oh my god. First I am the man of this relationship now. I am indeedio the man now. I fucked him. He didn't fuck. I fucked him. And now we're protecting his ass? Alright.
What? Are you insane?
Apparently not.
When you get to the castle, I will be fighting one-on-one with the Demon Lord. If something should happen to me, then I need you to take over. She is not ready to fight him, and you need to be at full strength to finish him off.
She's been taught well. Let her prove herself when the time comes.
I stared, listening and reaffirming the order. I couldn't lie, I was nervous. However, I was determined enough to see this through. I looked over at my fiancé with a confident smile. I got this! Don't worry. You're gonna take my last name. Despite the worried look in his eyes, he nodded and held my hand, trusting me and and my decision to agree with Diana's command. Diana rolled her shoulders and looked at the map draped over the war table between us all. Her gaze pierced into the parchment as the aura around her body pulsated in anger.
I will fly ahead and meet the Demon Lord head on. No matter what happens, I will not allow that monster to live.
The pure determination and anger in her voice practically sent a shiver down my spine. She was set on seeing this through to the end, and I was sure that she was willing to even die if it meant taking the Demon Lord with her. The remaining incubi and their wives were asked to stay behind. The army and guard and the main bay, almost the main bay, and the main base where Rabbit and Faye were stationed. They needed as many eyes as possible on the back of the battle, so the 4 couples were perfect to keep things in check. As they agreed, the meeting ended and the mental preparation had begun. The idea of an upcoming battle scared me, sending waves of fear and worry up and down my body in response to the thought.
So, this is our last day in the demon world.
And probably our last day altogether. Yeah, it is. Damien and I stared at the map outlined in the dark castle that was once his unwanted home. Damien's hand slowly eased into mine as he spoke again.
I will protect you no matter what.
You can't do shit! I should be saying that to you. I listened to him speak before nodding and taking a breath. Everything would be okay. We would be fine. I had to believe in myself to get us to the castle when the time was right. Like a beacon, our forces became the banner of holy shit. Hold on a second. Just holy shit! That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. Forces became the banner of hope and strength for the rebellion. At the sight of Diana, many soldiers bowed and stared in awe and inspiration. Maybe it was her presence, or maybe it was for what she stood for. But as Diana stood at the cliffside of the mountain, the air became full of energy and power. My fiancé, Rabbit Faye, and I stood behind her as Diana stood on the ledge of the cliffside, addressing the rebellion for their final battle. Her voice echoed across the field, booming and reverberating through the air like thunder.
Milites! Et hoc liberati sturei tramcun tuis omnibus conversiris, sto vobiscum reducitic vos ad spem, nocte, lavabimur arcem, hostium sanguine.
Because I understood that. What is she saying?
She said that the castle will be bathed in blood, and she will lead everyone to freedom.
That first part's a bit much.
It's just to spur the troops for war. I'm sure she didn't mean it literally.
Hopefully. I nodded as I stared at the back of Diana's head. A part of me felt a little intimidated and jealous of the power she had. She really could make armies bow to her and obey her every whim. At the same time, I knew that she was doing the right thing for this world.
dominati sunt nostri, nostres truex, ium mitere, profundissimum, inferni detractos.
Rabbit and Faye stepped forward and held their hands out towards the castle, focusing their energy and forcing the stone wall around it to crumble and dissolve down into the earth. Diana summoned her saber, letting it shine brilliantly as the light purple tainted over her skin began to twist and turn. Before my eyes, the taint on her back took shape, lifting off of Diana's skin and morphed into a set of demonic wings. I could only stare. Jaw dropped as Diana's body lifted off the ground and began to fly over the legions, slowly gliding towards the castle.
To war! To battle!
Woo! At her final command, Diana's wings pulsated in the air, flopping gracefully as she swooped down forward. As she was charging and flying for the castle walls, saber bared and ready to spill blood. As the armies below began to bellow and march forward, Rabbit took a hold of my shoulder and turned me away from the castle to face her.
Come, we must hurry.
Understanding the need for urgency, I nodded and rushed forward with the rest of the incubi towards the slope down the mountainside.
Everything is in order. Sergeant Diana's guard are at the front lines, while Shadow is with his legion to the west.
What about our route to the castle?
We've done what we can to keep your way clear. We'll try to make sure the battle won't break through the path.
I nodded, feeling the need to rush nip at my heels. Okay. Pushing me forward, my fiancé seemed to agree, gripping my hand and walking at my pace alongside me. However, as we finally arrived at the forest line, Faye and Rabbit stopped looking back at us.
Straight through here. The sound of the war will always be on your right, so do not get lost.
You'll be fine, though. Just follow the tree line.
In sync, my fiancé and I nodded in acknowledgement before turning to see the other brothers and their wives. So this is it.
Remember your surroundings and protect each other.
I love you, James! Okay.
Be careful, alright?
You seem
Make
like...
sure you stay safe.
I will try, you pretty lady.
Princess, brother, we'll see you in the end.
I love you, Eric! Oh, give me a hug!
We have faith in you. You'll make it there, and we'll return to the human world soon.
Kick his dead body a couple times for me, alright?
Yeah!
Right in the head.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Yes, Sam, what's up?
We'll be right here rooting for you and watching your back, okay?
We'll finish this and rush in as soon as we can.
Of course she belongs to you. Of course she belongs to you. I'm not surprised.
Make sure you kick some serious ass. Show that old goat what he gets for messing with you.
Hell yeah! You otaku. I smiled despite the nerves running through my body. I held onto my fiance's hand and gave it a hard squeeze before receiving one back in kind. We'll finish this when we get home. And we'll go home. Wow. The group nodded before I slowly turned and looked to the tree line. Took a breath and rushed forward. Matching my speed, my love followed, weaving through the trees behind me not to lose sight of me. The journey was surprisingly fast going through the trees. The sound of the war crashed beside us outside of the tree line, causing me to cover my ears a bit from the volume, but I shook my head and pressed forward, not wanting to become distracted. The goal was to get to the castle. I had to focus. Before I could, however, I skidded to a stop, seeing an imps appear from the distance and rush towards us. As my incubus came up behind me and stopped... He's not your incubus, by the way. And spotted the imps, he prepared himself to attack, but I placed my hands on his arm, stopping him. I got this. I got this. I got this. I'm gonna end it here, guys, but I think the final thing is the next episode, so I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.